All right. Well, I guess I am officially live. Everything's looking good, I think. Let me make sure I've got some volume here. That I'm active. Alright, well, that answers that. Okay. So, I am currently live. Hello to anybody that chooses to watch. Thank you for watching. Today is going to be a little less fun. Alright, but before I get into that depressing stuff, there is a new update, new season. Alright, so this is season, what, 28 now, I guess? Something like that. Alright, so here we got free daily rewards. June 7 to June 15. Alright. Claim free daily rewards now through June 15. Alright, and let's see here. There's also Deathclaw Deluxe Bundle. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. Not really what I think I want in my camp. That is kind of what my focus today will be as I go over some relatively depressing information that I've gathered over the past few weeks. Also, there's Pioneer Scouts Marshall Mallow collection. Oh, is this physical? Scan the QR code to check out the Bethesda Gear Store's newest merch collection. Okay. Cool? I don't know. Alright, anyway. Let's see what is up. Something's free. What did I get for free? Whoops, did I go too far? I did. Okay, Infestation Protector Kit. Okay. Be ready to wipe out the nastiest infestations with the Protector Consumable Kit. Alright. Includes a mystery bobblehead, a lunchbox, and a Scouts banner. Cool. Great. Well, I guess so. It's free. May as well. Alright, next is another repair kit, which I have quite a few. Alright, oh, there's something else. Fallout first. What? Or did it just not register yet? What else? Oh, there it is. Well, what? I mean, I already have this. So, how would that work? You're gonna not charge me? Okay. I don't even know. I mean, I guess. I don't even know how that would work. There's no description on how that would work. Okay. Oi. Which, yeah, kind of leads me into what I want to talk about. Alright, so, but first of all, up here at the top we have Fallout 76 Protect Protocol. Fallout 76 news. Join your fellow dwellers in defeating 500,000 infestations to earn the Brotherhood Protector power armor. What? 500,000? I mean, is that everybody as a group? Because, I mean, 500,000, even if you're doing, like, let's say, what? Oh, Watch is trying to tell me stuff. Yeah, even if you did 5 a day, that would be 100,000 days, which would be what, like 20 years? I don't even know how many years would that be. That would be it'd be 100,000 days. Yeah, how many years would that be? It'd be like, yeah, 100,000. Sorry, I'm a little bummed out right now, so my math skills in my head are not operating the way they usually would. Yeah, it'd be like 30 years, wouldn't it? If you did 5 a day, it would take like 30 years to get 500,000. So it's got to be as a group, right? I mean, right? I mean, certainly they don't expect you to do like even 20 a day. That would like, who's going to do 20 a day? I have done a few infestations. There's no way I would do 20 a day. I wouldn't do 5 a day. I'm not even like, I don't even want to do 1 a day, to be honest. But again, that's part of what my rant is going to be. Boy, I'm so heated right now. All right, let's start with let's start with getting in the game. All right, that'll be the next step, and then I'll go from there. Okay. Well, the current state of affairs. This world is a mess right now. Absolute mess. Now, I consider myself, I don't want to get political. It's not my interest. I don't, honestly, I don't really care about it, to be honest, except for that the world is messed up right now. Other than that, I really don't care all that much. I would consider myself in the middle, a moderate. I mean, if you forced me into a corner and said, choose what is your party, I would say maybe a libertarian. Maybe I'm not sure. I really don't know how I would. I mean, there really isn't a political party for I don't care. I really don't. As long as things are running at a, you know. Anyway, I don't want to get political. I don't care. All right. So anyway, what I do want to talk about is how messed up nerd culture is right now. All the things that I love are in a really bad place right now. I've been doing a decent amount of research since I started doing it before I started my channel, but since I've been doing my channel and I'm about to launch a second channel, which this channel is dedicated to visual media, the other channel will be dedicated more to like physical media. So I'll be expressing probably more of my opinions on this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I've been doing a decent amount of research. I don't want to be a news channel. I might occasionally do like a little news snippet occasionally. I'm hopping up here because I don't want to have the robots walk by me, or float by me, I should say, roll by me. and make little comments. So yeah, nerd culture is so messed up right now, but I'll get into that. I've already done my dailies for today. Usually I've been kind of a little bummed out about Fallout 76. Fallout 76, if you don't know, when Fallout 76 first came out in what, 2018 or something like that, I started to play the game almost immediately when it first came out. Uh, so this was before, I believe, the seasons even began. So like, I guess it would be technically the first season or whatever. But I played it from the very beginning. I joined in, I started an account, and I played for, I don't know, not that long, because life happened, and I had to, I was starting a new career path, and so anyway, I had to focus on that. But I do recall going in, and I remember all the things that people were complaining about, like the models being stuck and rigid, and God rays coming out of the ground and stuff like that. So I I remember all that kind of stuff, and I didn't play for that long. I think I played for maybe like 12 hours. As I was basically, this was before there were any active NPCs in the game. So I was just following the holotapes for the Overseer, which were at the Overseer's camp. And then, yeah. Again, I don't remember it that well, but I did do some stuff. I followed it for a bit. And then I came back to the game. I guess that would be like 3 years later, 2021. That sounds about right to me. And then I think I played for about 2 years, a little bit more. And I played a character up to about the level that I'm at right now. I'm at whoa, hey, wrong button. I'm at level 646, and I believe I was around 660 with the other characters. So I'm almost back to the level that I was at before. But actually, I think I'm ahead of where my other character was. That's mainly because of the nature of seasons now and the way they used to do things. The way they used to do things is everything was set. You had a scoreboard, and back when Wastelander first came out. That's the name of it, right? The name of that expansion where the NPCs were introduced. I believe it was Wastelanders, right? I think so. But that's when I came back, and I played my character to about 660, and then again, life got in the way. So I played for about 2.5 years, and then basically I was living in China at the time, and basically China, I think, kind of blocked the game, which, all right, from their perspective, I kind of get it, I guess. They're anything that they don't agree with, or makes China sound bad on any level, usually ends up getting blocked. And so the game got blocked. I couldn't play anymore. And so I quit for about 2 years, and I just recently came back to the game. I've moved back to the US now, and I've been playing for about a year with this character. Yeah, give or take. So, yeah, in all, I guess I've played the game for 3 to 4 years. So, 3.5 to 4 years. Maybe that would be the best way to say it. So, since 2018, 3.5 to 4 years I've played this game. And so I've seen the ups and downs and all that kind of thing. So, well, let me get into what I want to do with this. What I want to do is I want to go to the atomic shop and I want to work on a new camp. There's something I've been thinking about. I have some atoms and I think it's about to, yeah, see, it ends in 21 hours. And so I've been kind of rolling around the idea. It's 1500. I really like cryptids and like the whole Mothman thing. So, if you don't know, I think I've just talked about it briefly in some of my videos and streams. I also like tabletop games. I'm a big fan, have been ever since I was a little kid, of Dungeons and Dragons, which is another thing I'm going to talk about during the stream today. I won't be able to play for very long. I have stuff to do. But I would like to get a new camp started. I really like this. I think that looks so cool. This kind of like, you know, decrepit old church, cathedral, whatever you want to call it. I think that looks really nifty. Oh, they call it cathedral, stone cathedral. I like that. Now, the question is, they have just the kit for 700 or the bundle for 800 more. Now, that includes this, which they call, I guess, the Gloom Goliath? Yeah. I'm a big fan of cinema as well, and one of my favorite, especially cult films, one of my favorites is called The Wicker Man. The original Wicker Man, not the remake with with what's his face? What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. Oh, Nicolas Cage. Yeah, with Nicolas Cage. That was pretty bad. But the original is just choice. Like an amazing cult film. If you have not seen it, trust me, figure out a way to watch it. It is one of the best cult films ever made. And if you disagree, well, then you're just wrong. I'm sorry. You're just wrong. You have no taste. But this reminds me of The Wicker Man. So I kind of like this. I think it's kind of cool. So, and also the fence. I think the fence looks pretty cool too. I don't really care about these too much. It's all right. But I 1,000% like this, and these are pretty cool. But are they 800 atoms cool? I mean, I would still have over 900 left if I bought this package. So, yeah. I could use... I never understood the power armor. Like, power armor is so expensive. Look at that. One skin for a power armor is 1,400 atoms. That is redunculous. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I would not pay 1,400. Let's see. What does it look like? I mean, yeah. Like 4 horsemen. I guess that's what you're supposed to be like. This is... now comes the Black Rider. Strip the wasteland bare with the Black Rider skin. Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be like a nod to the 4 horsemen or something like that. Of the apocalypse. But, yeah. Anyway. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to buy the Wicker Man. The Wicker Man. The Wicker Mothman bundle. Yeah. Let's do it. Boom. Okay. So that was the first thing I had to do. There's also the cult. There's some other Mothman stuff here. What's this have? I have a lot of this. I don't think I have this. The fog machine that's what this is, right? Towering might. Oh, smoke machine. Fog machine, smoke machine. That would be kind of cool. But I'm not sure if I want to spend 600 for it. Again, there's like, what do they call these? Scions? Torch, the torches. I have most of those. Mothman Cult Effigy, I guess that's this. Towering Might, what is that? This, maybe? Wicker Skull Statue. I have some of this. Like I have this. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's worth 600. I'll continue to think about that. I have 21 hours left to make up my mind on that one. But they do have terrible cryptids, which that's just an outfit. I think I have this, which is the Flatwoods monster. Don't have this, which is the Little Devil. But I don't really care about the outfits that much. I have other outfits that are just as... Yeah. So all I'd really care about is the Little Devil. But it looks like you can't buy that separate. It's not worth 1,000. I'm not going to buy items for it. I already have this. I do not have the wind chimes. Okay. And the antique armoire door. Armoire. What a pretentious word. Armoire. I have an armoire. Blech. Yeah, cool. That's great, man. You have an armoire. There are letters that I just don't pronounce. Armoire. Armoire. Because I am so amazing. I just add letters. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being stupid. Which is kind of part of my MO. Anyway. So, how much time do I have? I have about 45 minutes. Part of what I want to do is look for a spot to build a new camp. That is the next goal. And to rant. So what do I think of the new expansion? The new season. I'm sorry, the new season. Yeah. Yeah, what do I think of it? Not impressed. Disappointed, maybe? Yeah, probably disappointed. Why am I disappointed? Well, first of all, there are times where I've seen infestations. Like, at first, it was just, it's like this. It was empty, and then when somebody found one, a large blue circle would show up on the map, and you could fast travel to that place and help look for it. Now, there's a problem with this. One, by the time you get there, quite often the infestation is done. Somebody or a group of people have already just wiped it out. Now, I will say they are a little challenging. I'll give them that. So there's a little added challenge. That's nice. But by the time I get to them, quite often, they're done. So, first of all, you have to look at the map. Unless you're in a group and somebody in the group finds it, there's no pop-up. It's like you have to continually look at the map, which isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be you just had to wander around until you found one and then initiate combat. That's what I thought it was going to be originally. But no, actually, you can look at the map, and if you are rather diligent about looking at the map, even if it's not in your group, occasionally blue circles, large blue circles will pop up on the map saying there's an infestation. You can jump over there. But quite often, they're already dealt with, done, over with. So, and usually it's only one at a time. And usually, I mean, I've gone for an hour, 2 hours without seeing an infestation pop up. And it just started last week. So it's very unreliable. That to me is incredibly annoying. I am not going to wander all over the map and hope that one pops up. I'm just not going to do it. And the fact that they made such an unreliable part of the game, the new season. If it was part of the new season, okay. But it's not. It is the whole new season, is this incredibly unreliable event. That's essentially what it is. It's an event that pops up. Now, I will give a couple of little nods and the advantages. The leader of the infestation is, I think, always a 4-star. So drops a 4-star item, which is good. There's usually other legendary creatures there as well, whatever they may be. And so there are multiple items that with stars, but the leader, I think, is always a 4-star. So there will be a 4-star item every time. And the leader will also drop other valuable things like a serum, a flux, I believe, a mystery bobblehead, a mystery magazine, and some other fairly valuable loot. So that's cool. But again, is it run around the map until I find one? You know, I run around for like an hour and then boom, hey, finally one popped up. Is it that cool? No. No, it's not. Not by a long shot. In fact, I'm like I said, I'm disappointed. Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, they always said it's much worse for your parents to say, I'm disappointed, than to say I'm angry. So, yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in Bethesda and the makers of, I know Bethesda's involved at least with this. And I am a Bethesda head. I have been loyal to Bethesda for years. Ever since Morrowind. I do plan to eventually go back and play the other two games. What is it? Arena and Daggerfall? I will play those games at some point in my life, unless something horrible happens. But I do plan to eventually go back and play those, just to say that I played them. But I have been a loyal Bethesda fanboy, customer, ever since Morrowind. I played the heck out of Morrowind, and Oblivion, and Skyrim, and Fallout 3, and Fallout 4, and New Vegas. I even played Starfield. I almost beat it, but there was some kind of glitch that prevented me from beating the game, and then I wasn't impressed with that game either. And there's other titles too. Wasn't Bethesda involved in what was it called? And I enjoyed the first one. I have not beaten the second one yet, but it was I can't remember. It was another post-apocalyptic game. It'll probably come to me in a bit. But anyway, all right, so Cathedral. Where is a good place for Cathedral? I was thinking down here. Now, strategically, and again, this where I currently have my camps is based on the way the game was when I quit before. So I haven't really like scouted out new areas to build. So that's something I was thinking about doing. But for the time being, I believe I'm going to try to build my new base right here. So that's kind of my current Mothman style camp, I guess you could say. So I just don't know how good a cathedral will look in that place. I don't know. But so anyway, that's my view on the current state of this game. I mean, I have to admit, I wasn't terribly impressed with the last season with Bigfoot. I was okay with Burning Springs. I wish they would bring out more content. You know, I've also heard people online mention. I'm a big dum-dum. What's the name of this area? Skyline Valley. I've heard people online discuss that maybe they think Skyline Valley should have additional content, which I don't know. I think the storyline and the amount of content in Skyline Valley was okay. I mean, this is you know, it's not that big of an area. But Burning Springs, look at that. That's huge. This is a very large bit of real estate. And I think that they should add additional. I think there should be a Burning Springs 2, 2.0, whatever you want to call it, and add additional content to this area. So I thought Burning Springs was okay, but I thought the amount of content, and I believe I've done everything or most of what you can do over there. There are several places I have not unlocked yet. That is something I've noticed. So there probably are some floating quests around here that I don't know about yet. But I did the Abraxidine, I think is what it's called. I did those quests. Hunted down all the briefcases. Of course, did the Rust King quest line. I think I've done most of this stuff over there. So, to me, it was lacking. It was okay. I think some people complained about it, but I was okay with it. To me, that's what an expansion should do. Another thing that I have a slight problem with it are the expeditions. But at least the expeditions did offer some kind of additional content, places to go, people to see, kind of quests to do. That to me is what an expansion should be. It should add new content. I'm going to use WoW as an example here. Every time World of Warcraft would release a new expansion, there would be whole new zones, whole new places, whole new quest lines. I mean, new NPCs, new places to explore and enjoy. That, to me, is what an expansion should be. Now, don't get me wrong. Their expansions come out every 2 years, and yes, there's staggered content that comes out after that. Whereas here, it's every 3 months or something like that. But you could still do that where, say, Burning Springs came out and they could, stagger content for each season that came out after that. I don't know. So my point here is that the last season, which I guess was the Bigfoot season 27, I think, was fairly lackluster. But I was okay with it because I liked the alien theme and the cryptid theme, and I played it. And now I'll also point out I never see Bigfoot, even though I go to the events. It hardly ever does. I don't know if they canceled it out or if I just don't go to the events enough now. I don't know, but yeah, um, I never see the Bigfoot pop up at the end of an event anymore. Um, and I thought there were supposed to be more than just Bigfoot. Like, I thought the Mirelurk Queen and other, like, kind of cryptids should pop up too. But I don't know. Anyway, so the rewards for this season. I think the rewards are lackluster too. You know, Again, I'm just so disappointed. I can't believe it. And I mean, yeah, I'm sure I will keep doing my dailies and get through it and hope for the best. But I mean, it's a bunch of silly outfits that I'll probably never use. I mean, look at this. Okay, let's go through this. Responder leather armor. I don't wear leather armor. I never would wear leather armor. So useless. Camo paint, 10 millimeter. I don't use 10 millimeter. I never would. Useless. I mean, this is kind of cool. Taxidermy agua. Is that how you pronounce that? Agua? Sounds like I'm saying water. Agua. I mean, this is okay. Any kind of camp items I think are fine. But here. Submachine gun. I don't use a submachine gun. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't use metal armor. Useless. Outfit. Kind of. I would wear it just for the novelty occasionally, but I mean, basically useless. Combat armor. Don't wear a combat armor. Useless. Fishing hole hat. Okay. Maybe to complement my overalls, I guess. Civil engineer armor. Don't wear civil engineer armor. Useless. Destroyed cooling tower. Okay. In the right camp, that could be. But this is another one of my problems. Is like, I bet this thing is monstrous. Can I look at it? Was it? Look at that. Look at the scale. You're so tiny. This thing is gigantic. What you would have to build your entire camp around this item. Okay, the glowing dog is kind of cool. A lot better than the glowing cat. I'm not a cat person. So glowing dog, okay. Kind of cool. All right. Again, civil engineer Under Armour. What? Why? All right, the cannery. All right. Cannery's kind of cool. All right. And I have thought about doing a bow build. Okay. That's kind of cool, I guess. Stein display. How many freaking Stein displays do I need? The Bigfoot one was okay, but you're just reskinning these silly items. Just how many dang Stein displays do I need? All right. Anyway, Secret Service armor. I do wear Secret Service armor. Okay. But I always wear something over it, like an outfit. Why would I? So basically useless. Useless. Recon armor. Useless. Okay. Okay. All right. This is okay. Hunter's blind survival tent. Kind of interesting. Auto axe. I haven't even been able to buy an auto axe because it's 500 stamps. How many people have an auto axe? I mean, I do the expeditions fairly regularly. I've been farming them for a while now because I'm trying to get all the camp items. But the auto axe is 500. I hear it's a pretty good melee weapon, but Okay. I never see anybody using an auto axe. Glowing rat hog. Okay, sure. Okay, this might be interesting because I do have a farm build. So, but I mean, again, look at that. It is so big. You would have to, your entire camp would have to be built around this theme of a farm. Okay. I don't know. I do love the nuclear bomb ride. I'll give them that one. Again, I'm a huge fan of cult films and Doctor Strangelove. If you've never seen that movie, go do yourself a favor. Watch that movie. It is excellent. And I don't even like black and white movies. It's really difficult for me to watch a black and white movie, even though I force myself occasionally just to see some of the classics. But that movie is so good. It is so good. Do yourself a favor. Go watch that movie. Doctor Strangelove or How I Learned to Fall in Love with a Bomb. Okay. Kind of cool, I guess. Be fun to have a rainbow. Not as cool as the alien ships. I think that's better. Yeah, and then of course the end. So, yeah, like really. Okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. Something new to add. Kind of interesting. I don't know. All right, I'm babbling too much, but I kind of just want to show you like why I'm so disappointed in this expansion. I mean, and again, I think it's far more of an insult to say I am disappointed than to say I'm angry. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed that I have been a fan of this company and this series for so many years. And to me, this is like spitting on the entire franchise. This is awful. It is a joke. It is a bunch of reskins on useless things that I will never use. Oh, I am so disappointed. I will say that this, just to have a little positive stuff, Mama Dolce's cannery. Okay, I'm kind of stoked to have that. But oh man, so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. Okay, so this is my current build here. I did spend some time putting this together, so I'm a little sad to like maybe tear it down. It's not perfect, but like I said, I did put some effort into it. A lot of it's just prefabs and whatnot, but this is one of my favorite spots. I've seen a build in here that I really, really liked. Now, I found this way before I ever saw like any cool builds here. I've tried to build in this area over and over again for quite a while. Because is there a bunch of my stuff destroyed over here? It looks like it. It looks like it. Yes. Let me see if I can fix that. It's like some. Why can't I highlight this? Oh. Helps if I'm in the right. Yes. Let's do that, and yes. Alright, there we go. Alright, that's fixed now. This looks off too. No, it's good. It's good. What about these? These are good, and okay. Alright, the rest looks okay. So, yeah, I kind of like this build. I'm a little hesitant to tear it down. my thinking was it is trying to call the Mothman down to my camp, so got some spooky organ music playing and the spotlight, and also set it up in that it was easily traversed. So come over here, and here's the area for worshiping the Mothman, reading the sacred texts. Did I just hear myself being thirsty? I am. Alright, eat some food. I'm babbling too much. But I'm sorry, I'm really heated right now. I'm so disappointed. And not just in Bethesda. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of research, and I'm really disappointed in the current market, where the gaming industry seems to be going. Now, with a lot of my rhetoric, it would be easy for a person to put me into a category, and that is, oh, you don't like capitalism. That's not true. I don't really have a problem with capitalism. I think the current form of capitalism is broken and inappropriate. But in fact, I think as far as my research has gone, and I've read some books on economics and did the classes when I was in college, and read the Communistic Manifesto, things like that. I'm familiar with a lot of different systems and how they've worked throughout history. I don't think capitalism is a terrible system as far as what humans have developed so far. And in fact, I think welfare capitalism is a pretty good way for humans to live in a relatively fair system that takes care of its people. So enough on that. I'm trying not to be political. Leave that behind. But I will say this about capitalism. I think capitalism is a system, obviously, and or you could call it a tool for getting things done, right? I'm still debating about whether I want to break this camp down. Maybe I'll look for a new camp spot while I'm going on a rant. I've thought about trying to build down here before. This area is relatively flat. And there's also a cool area down here. Oh. I don't know if I've ever noticed this before. Has this always been down here?
I just need to rest my eyes for a bit. That's all.
Huh. I don't think I've ever noticed this before. Interesting. That's the cool thing about scouting and exploring. Often find... But, sometimes they add new things to the game, so I'm not sure if I've just never seen this before, or it's new. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this before. I think I would have noticed this. Huh. Well, anyway. So, capitalism is a system, or you could say a tool, for providing services and whatnot. And so, therefore, capitalism is not really bad. There's nothing bad about it. It's just a system. But how it is used Now that is where I have a problem. In our current state of capitalism and how that's now affecting my things that I love, you know. And I mean, of course, we can look at this across all areas. I live in the US, so, the housing market is absurd. When I was younger, you could buy a pretty decent house, like an okay house, for about $100,000. Now that same house is like $500,000 or more. So, I mean, that's crazy. That's in like, what, 20 years? That's insane. I mean, it's if you look at the history of the U.S., it's never increased that much that quickly. Same thing with cars. I just recently purchased a new car, and I was looking at used cars, and I finally decided to just buy a new car because the difference between the two were basically like minimal. There was a very small difference. I was like, why would I buy a used car that has 100,000 miles on it, and it's like $5,000-$6,000 less than a brand new car? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I might as well just buy a new car. Like, and I think these things, I really try to look at everything and try to believe in humanity as a whole, but I'm sorry, it's hard for me to look at this and go, this is intentional. And of course, this is now bleeding into the gaming industry and nerd culture, things I love. Honestly, I don't care about cars. I don't really care about houses that much, other than I want to be in one. I want to drive one only to get from place to place. Honestly, I lived in China for a decade, and I fell in love with the subway system there. It's great. I didn't need a car. There's zero need for a car. You could spend a relatively small amount of money. So I think I spent about 200 kwai a month, which is about $30 a month. And I could go all over Shanghai. I was going anywhere I wanted, anytime I wanted. I didn't have to worry about it. I'm still looking for a place to see if I want to start building my cathedral or not. I might just sit here and rant for a while. I apologize if... thank you. Somebody's watching. Thank you. But... yeah, so it's bleeding over now into nerd culture. And I'm going to give some examples here in a moment. But I think... let me go back to what I was saying. Capitalism is just a system. It's a tool. And it can be used properly or improperly. So, for example, let's look at another tool. A hammer. You can take a hammer and you can build a house. But you could also bash somebody's head in. And to me, that's currently what's happening with capitalism. They are using capitalism, they being the elite, the people that control all these things, the CEOs and the board of directors and all that, and they're bashing our heads in with this system that they have created and and manipulated. I think it's really messed up. And so, all right, let me give some examples. So, and of course, you could argue that this is because of like the I try not to give specific examples, but okay, NVIDIA, they have raise the prices of their chips apparently by quite a bit. And so, of course, you could argue that that's the reason for a lot of these upcoming price hikes. But my understanding, I'm a computer guy. I don't really care about the consoles, to be honest. I did have, when I was in China, I did have an Xbox, and I may buy an Xbox again just to at some point. But the Steam Deck, apparently they're raising the price by like a fairly decent amount, like, you know, like 150%. It's going to go up on both versions, the both sizes. I hear they're going to do this with PlayStation, with Xbox, with Nintendo. So all the hardware is going to get considerably more expensive. Now, of course, again, that doesn't affect me really, but it does affect the industry and the market. Another example is the games. So that's the hardware. The software, the games, I have heard quotes that they plan to raise the price of games to $100 as being like the base. So now you have to pay for the game, but then they want to do subscriptions. They want to make sure that you're always logged in. You have an internet connection. That microtransactions, you know. So, all right, let's say the baseline game is $100, but by the time you add in, you know, a service, having to be online, having to pay for microtransactions, maybe you're spending a large sum of money for a single title. That's absurd. So I believe the market is, you know, and of course I'm a huge cinema fan as well. There's another place down here. Right here. I thought about building before. Oh, that's kind of fun. Oh, this poor guy. He flew out of the truck and landed right there. What a bad way to go. Okay, I need to pay my respects to this poor individual. I'm going to take a picture. Whenever I find something interesting like this in the game world, I like to take a picture to memorialize it. Okay, that's pretty good, right? Okay, boom. So, yeah, but we're seeing this in cinema too. You know, I think the Hollywood is essentially bankrupt. The ideas that they come out with, there's hardly any new IP, you know, and we're seeing this in the game industry too now. You know, there's hardly any new IP. It's all remakes or reimaginings or remasters. You know, it's like, man, and don't get me wrong. When they came out with the Oblivion remaster, I played the heck out of it. I wish I had my channel up at that time, but I did not. I probably will go back and play it at some point for my channel. I like that game, but I hear that they stopped supporting it. And it's like, why? That it was excellent. It was, you know, I mean, it wasn't perfect, you know, but, you know, we are talking about a Bethesda game. But I mean, that's part of the charm. That's part of the reason why I've always liked Bethesda, is because, yeah, they're broken, but they're charming, right? As long as they're not too broken, right? In fact, some of my favorite builds for like Elder Scrolls, I had a great Oblivion build back with the original Oblivion, and it took advantage of one of the problems, one of the glitches, I guess you could say, of the game, and I was able to just create this ridiculous spellcaster, just he was absurd. He was jumping all over the place. He could practically fly. Just a tank behemoth in combat. It's just so much fun. I mean, it completely broke the game, but it was fun, right? So I don't know. That's what all of this is about, right? Is about having fun. And to me, that's what's the problem with the market is they are sucking the fun out of the game. And if they keep going the way it seems like they want to go, nobody's going to be able to play anymore. There's going to be like a small handful, as they sometimes call them on the internet, whales. Yeah, there's going to be a few whales that are able to just dump a ton of money into it, but then everybody else is going to be priced out. They're not going to be able to play the games anymore. They're not going to be able to afford it. So I don't know. I weep for what's going on. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm sorry. I'm just ranting. Uh, I'm so unhappy and depressed about all of this right now. I should have a new video up Wednesday. I'm going to finish up Fallout 2. So, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of get on and voice my opinion, just get something up for Monday, and just kind of express my extreme disappointment with the system and with the current state of this game and where it looks like the gaming industry is going. I'm just, I'm so sad. So sad. If it, like the film industry, Star Wars. I remember when Star Wars came out when I was a kid. Loved it. It's part of who I am. And Disney, being the Satan worshippers that they are, they destroyed the franchise. I do hear the new movie is good, though. And I'm willing to give it a try. But the original storyline, they butchered it. They absolutely destroyed it. So sad.
It's hard work making a living out here.
Is it? It is. It is. Let's get a good picture of you. What are you looking at? Looking at the Nuka-Cola plant? What are you planning on raiding it? What's what's the goal here? All right. Anyway. But right. And so yeah, they butchered that whole franchise. That whole IP is, as far as I'm concerned, is dead. I can't remember. I did watch the last movie, and I hear they're going to make a number 10, maybe. I mean, of course, this is pure speculation. You got to take everything with a grain of salt that you see on the internet, but I've heard that there is discussion to maybe have a number 10, which I don't know what they're going to do with that. Anyway. So, right. I'm getting close to where I'm going to have to stop here anyway. But I'm going to continue with another thought and another example. So, hey man. Take a picture of this. That's pretty cool. Okay, do you have anything to talk about?
Don't get it confused. I don't let you walk about because of fear, but respect.
Okay. I would prefer that you respect me than fear me. Okay. No, they don't actually sell anything. All right. But I thought this would be kind of a cool place to try to build. I've tried to build kind of down there, and incorporate this into the build, but it didn't turn out very well. I wasn't satisfied. Anyway, speaking of not being satisfied, another company, which I think I already mentioned this during the stream, another huge part of my childhood and something that I still enjoy today is Dungeons and Dragons, D&D. And oh my gosh, what have they done to that franchise? Or would it be technically a franchise? I guess it would be. I don't know. But wow, what they've done and what I've heard they want to do. So Hasbro, the company that owns the rights, owns Wizards of the Coast, which owns the rights to D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. They, out of greed, and this is another model that I hear is becoming more and more talked about, and where they want to push video games and a lot of other services, is just that. They want it to be a subscription model. They want to do away with the books and turn it into a subscription model so that they will get paid monthly. And all right, if you want to argue, and don't get me started. I could start to break down like all of the world's problems, and don't get me wrong, a lot of great things have happened as a result of capitalism, but a lot of the world's problems are also because of the exploitation of the consumer, of the environment, of, again, I don't want to get political, but of the powers that be that are both involved in politics and in the corporations. If you ask me, there's really no difference now between the two. The corporations run the government at this point. But it's all been exploited to the point to where, people are not going to be able to afford anything in the future, I think. And I think that's what they want. They don't want people to afford everything. The World Economic Forum or something, where they basically, was it Charles something Schwab? I can't remember his name. Carl Schwab or something. Anyway, he came out that they want you to own nothing and to be happy. But I really do think they're essentially trying to price everybody out, destroy the middle class, make it to where nobody can afford anything anymore, and then lay down a new system where it's all owned, which is very similar to China. It's basically it's just going to turn into a communist sort of a situation, basically, where everything is owned by corporations and the government, and then you just have to rent everything. You will own nothing, because nobody will be able to afford to own it. The price tag will be so high that the only option that people will have will be to subscribe, like you do with Netflix or Hulu. But in my opinion, if that is the case, I do occasionally have Netflix. I do occasionally get Hulu, Prime. But the way I do it now is I wait for like 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And once a new series comes out, or a new set of movies, or something that I want to watch, something that I want to play comes out, then I pay for like a month or 2 months, and then I cancel. And I think that's basically where everything's going to go for me. I can't keep I'm certainly not going to pay $1,000 for hardware, that's going to be replaced within, 2 or 3 years just for playing games, and then $100 per game. That's absurd. And of course, they want to normalize this, and then you'll need a subscription on top of that. Like, I don't know. I think it's broken. What they want to do for the future of gaming, I think, is really messed up. If all of these things that I have read about and they've released, statements, again, these are coming. Some of it is from the internet, and some of it is speculation. But a lot of it are direct statements from the companies saying, this is the business model we want to see in the future. This is where we want to go. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. But anyway, I'm about to be out of time here. I've got to go take care of some business. But I don't know where I'm going to build this cathedral. Up there. Where would be a great place to build the cathedral? Oh, it just hit me. There is a great place up here by... Okay, I think it's like right here. That'll be a good place to end the stream. Alright. So, I need to go zen. The world right now is in such a bad place. I need to go zen. I'm a minimalist. I adopted a minimalist way about 15 years ago? Yeah. And I'm always trying to streamline what I have and, that kind of thing. But where's the best way to go here? Maybe here? Yeah. All right. We'll see. And then I'll have to pick the place I want to build here. Which camp I want to use. If I can confirm that this will be a good place for the cathedral. The church. Okay. Yeah, this way. So yeah, anyway. I usually don't, again, I don't want my channel to be, about news or speculation or don't get me wrong, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I think the whole, I think the and the funny thing is, I am a conspiracy theorist. And there's a great quote that says, just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean nobody is chasing me or nobody's after me or something along those lines. That is my belief with conspiracy theories. It's a theory until it's proven correct. And then how many times does it have to be proven correct for then people to go, okay, yeah, the system's kind of messed up. There has been numerous times where there it is right there, where the government, it has been discovered that the government has been involved in some nefarious activities. The experiments that have been done and, right here. It's like Alice in Wonderland kind of type setting here. I really like this little setup here. And I've tried to build here before, but maybe this cathedral could be the spot. Yeah, something like right here. in this area, kind of leading up to that spot, I could see being kind of fun. Yeah. Kind of like that idea. Kind of like that idea. I don't think I've ever taken a picture of this spot. Let's see here. Where's a good angle? Here. Okay. Yeah, it feels like the Mad Hatter's tea party or something like that. Alright, anyway. Get a nice view for my final thoughts. Okay. Ah, lovely. So, yeah, where all this is headed, I don't know. It seems like a very dark path. And I don't see a lot of positive outcomes for the future of gaming if these companies continue to push this agenda. You know, in my opinion, I'm almost tempted to go completely retro, to only invest in old systems, old games, things that are physical that I can hold on to. You know, and don't get me wrong, I have a huge library online, but you know, of course, with all these digital assets, they can just cut you off if they want to. It's in their like terms of service. You know, so you know that's wacky. So yeah, I think that's another danger of all these systems and structures that are being put in place is as we move closer and closer to this, where everything's digital and everything's online. At any point, if they decide they don't like you for whatever reason, boom, done, game over. They can just cut you off, right? This whole system with I can't remember his name. I'm pretty sure it was something Schwab. Anyway, you will own nothing and you will be happy. If that is the case, then they could literally just cut you off and you don't have a home, you don't have access to food, don't have access to clean water, no transportation, no access to your money. I don't know. I think as consumers, we should start fighting back and, like, you know, saying no. No. Don't want this. Because I mean, I'm very distraught. I'm sad because I this is what I hear. This is the narrative that keeps being pushed, that I hear over and over again. And I hope it's not the case. But it is making me want to go more retro with how I do things from now on, and not be involved in it and just go all old school. Because, I mean, honestly, the golden age of cinema, you know, that was, what, 60s, 70s, 80s? Some good stuff in the 90s? I would argue the same thing for music. Video games, the golden age, was what? 80s, 90s, early 2000s? And yeah, again, a few good things here and there. But, recently, I mean, it seems more like the indie publishers have more good offerings than the AAAs. I don't know. Anyway, my watch is telling me it's time to stand, and it is also time for me to hit the road. Have something to take care of. So, if you are the one person watching, thank you, and anybody that may catch my stream at a later date, thanks. And anyway, yeah, I believe this is where I need to sign off, and I wish everybody the best. I never know the exact best way to do this.